This is my route to work. The cycle path up the side of the A3 is not the prettiest, but it is pretty fast. And at least I'm separated from the speeding traffic.
What I'm not separated from, of course, are the fumes, and you can really taste them. But just what am I breathing in? This bike has been fitted with an air quality monitor.
The main thing it's measuring is nitrogen dioxide. What that does to the human body can be pretty nasty.
In simple terms, that's going to increase your susceptibility to cardiovascular disease. It's going to increase your risk factor, say have a heart attack or a stroke. It's going to make you more susceptible to respiratory infections. If you've got asthma or sensitive lungs, it might make you more prone to have an asthma attack.
So it's pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah, it's nasty stuff.
A strict EU limit came into force in 2010, an annual mean of 40 micrograms per cubic metre of air. However, the government won't enforce it until 2020 for the UK as a whole, and even later, 2025 for London.
Well, the numbers are starting to come in, and frankly, it's enough to make you want to hold your breath the whole way.
This is what my day looked like, and here is the 40 microgram annual mean limit. My journey up the A3 was swimming in nitrogen dioxide, but the biggest spike of the day was, appropriately enough, outside the High Court. Tomorrow, the environmental lawyers ClientEarth are continuing their legal challenge to the government.
Well, we need to go back to court now with the government, because this government, in the 35 years that I've been doing environmental work, is the most reluctant to follow the law when it comes to an important public health issue. We have 40,000 people a year dying early in the UK due to air pollution, and the government has dug in its heels and said we're just not going to comply anywhere near the time we were supposed to. They're supposed to comply in 2010. They're now saying in London it'll be 2025, but their own plan shows that it won't be anywhere near 2025.
So why has the UK struggled to meet air quality laws that were supposed to come into force in 2010? Up until May, Stephen Heidari-Robinson was David Cameron's advisor on energy and the environment. He says one reason is we do too much computer modelling and not enough actual measuring.
As you've done today, going around and actually measuring things is probably the right way forward. I think the second is that you're sort of looking at these numbers and you're struggling to understand why they're not going down. And that's a large proportion about what happened with the VW scandal. So it turns out that actually emissions from diesel vehicles are 6 times what they should have been. You know, so that's the explanation. I mean, this problem is largely about diesel vehicles, and you know, really we need to address that issue if we want to solve air quality problems.
But given the scale of solving that problem and meeting those EU legal limits, there is some concern that the government might try to use Brexit to abandon them or perhaps water them down.
Okay.
Last month, the Commons Environment Audit Select Committee couldn't get an assurance from ministers.
Okay, are you giving a commitment then the standards will be higher, or at least at the level of the European standards? Is that
I'm saying to you what I've said to you previously, Geraint, that we want better air quality than we have today. And that's what we'll be working to that outcome.
With enforceable legal standards?
We have, as you know today, we have enforceable legal standards.
Yeah, I just want to know whether you're going to keep them, that's all. So you won't give that undertaking. Is that right? You won't.
We are part of the European Union.
Okay, I think
we want higher, better air quality.
Would the government, which is so reluctant to comply with the law, try to move away in the Brexit process? I hope not. The Prime Minister has promised not. But we'll be very vigilant, and so will thousands of other citizens. We can pass a new Clean Air Act that will actually give us the best standards in the world. That's the opportunity that we have.
In the meantime, air pollution continues to damage thousands who can't avoid exposure. As for me, I think I'll take the long route through the park from now on.